Portugal. Hello and welcome to the Globe Arena in Stockholm, Sweden for the first semi-final of the 2013 IIHF World Championship between Finland and Sweden. My name is Giacomo Margutti and today I'm assisted by Mark Bevel.
Yes, that's right. Finland, Sweden, first semi-final. Huge match between the two host nations. Sweden squeaking in by beating Canada after overtime, after the shootout. And Finland as well, the surprise team making it to the semifinals, but that's all in the past. Now both of these teams are going to be super pumped to make it through to the final.
All in the past also. This is the rematch of the 2011 final, which the Finns won against the Swedes.
That's right, and of course, the big grudge match from between individual players. Of course, when you saw from the game against Canada in the quarterfinals, number 24 from Sweden, Edler, he gets a 2-game suspension for a kneeing incident with Stahl. He came in from the Vancouver Canucks. That's a big loss for the Swedish side. And we're having a look at Jalonen, the head coach for the Finnish side right now. He can't be anything but pleased.
Today, the two goalkeepers, Ranta for Finland, one of the most surprising players for the Finns, and Jonas Enroth on the Swedes side with a fantastic save percentage of 94.44. Only 7 goals against out of 126 shots on goal from the opponents. This is Per Mertz, the head coach of Sweden, and the number 22 here, Daniel Serin, the 4th best face-off of the entire tournament, while this is Juha-Matti Aaltonen, the 2nd best assistman with 7 assists.
Well,
so many players as the scoring leader, for example, the most surprising, and for me personally, the MVP of the whole tournament, this number 27 for the Finns, Petri Kontiola, 8 goals and 7 assists. Best goal scoring also for 15 points for Petri Kontiola.
And that's what Sweden is going to have to do. They're going to have to up their game. They need certain players to have breakout games. They've been anemic with their scoring so far, and we have the first face-off that goes off to the Finns.
So Finland all white today, while Sweden with their super classic blue and yellow for the Tre Kronor team attacking here with Daniel Serin right there with a number 22. We already talked a bit about him. the two Sedin twins, Henrik and Daniel here. Finland attacking with his first shot on goal right there from Janne Pesonen with 2 goals and 6 assists so far into the tournament.
And Enroth, he was up to the match. He turned that puck away into the right corner, and the Swedes are content to keep the puck behind their net, get some fresh legs onto the ice, get things organized. And of course, the Sedin twins coming in from the Vancouver Canucks changed dramatically the power play for the Swedes, and it's icing call against Sweden right now.
And as you talk about Sweden getting into this game against the Finns, beating Canada with a 3-2 at a shootout, with the last goal taken by Fredrik Pettersson with number 12. Finland got into this first semi-final. The other one is coming up next, and it's gonna be a huge semi-final. The second one, Switzerland, most surprising team throughout the whole tournament, up against USA. Finland got into this match beating Slovakia with a 4-3. With 2 goals and 1 assist from the usual suspect, Petri Kontiola. The Finns were beating, were in the lead with a 3-0 against the Slovaks, and then a 4-3. So it's kind of a enthralling, thrilling final of that game.
That's right. They almost blew a 3-0 lead, but they were able to come back and scratch out a win. And we saw there was, as we saw right there again behind the Finnish net, there's some body checks coming out, and there's going to be a lot more physical contact going on in this game. Of course, both teams are going to be very, very disciplined. Don't take penalties. That's going to be a major message from the coaches to their teams.
Well, there's an interruption of the play for hooking.
Yes, and it looks like we're going to have what we were just talking about. Discipline for not taking penalties, and right there we get an interference call.
Janne Jalasvaara, interference for number 46, Janne Jalasvaara, with just 1 assist into the tournament. We see it again. He was right there, deep into the left corner. And right now, power play, the first one for onto the Swedes side. But a short-handed Finland getting away with the puck right there, taking the shot with Niklas Hagman, and then finishing right into the net.
The Finns were driving hard towards the net. The Finnish player was taken down, went into the net. The referee said no infractions or whatever were happened at that time. As we have a look at number 15, Heitonen. I think there you see he fell, was right into the net, takes it off its moorings, and we're going to get a resumption of play. Here comes that last shot that Enroth wasn't able to really squeeze, letting out a bit of a bouncing puck, and we get a resumption of play in the Swedish zone to the right of Enroth, the Swedish goalie.
Still on power play, Sweden, and there's a very interesting stat about Sweden. Sweden is the best team throughout the whole tournament in penalty killing, just 3 goals against out of 34 disadvantages.
And of course, this is an opportunity for them with their power play to get on the board very early in this game.
But another very, very interesting stat for Sweden is, on the contrary, Sweden is just the 3rd to last team on power play situation. Just 4 goals out of 35 chances, power play chances. It makes around 11%.
In fact, way too low. And of course, as we were saying before, here comes a possible opportunity for the Swedes back to the point.
They got intercepted right there. So we got to see now that if it's going to take them 10-11 occasions into this match, into this game, to get a finally goal on power play. Now they just wasted already more than a minute right there, 1 minute and 50 seconds. Without getting any interesting shots so far.
That's right, and of course we're seeing some of the behind-the-scenes action going on, bumping and grinding between the players. There's no love lost between these two teams, and of course it's just over 30 seconds left in the power play for the Swedes. They've got to move it around a bit faster. There comes the cross-ice pass looking for a tip-in. The Finns are able to respond, but they aren't able to get it out of their zone, and the Swedes are able to maintain pressure, but the play is whistle dead.
And there's another interruption on the play right there. There was Johan Fransson trying to take advantage from that left position. This is Johan Fransson in the tournament. just 1 goal and 4 assists for him. We see it again. It was assisted by Simon Hjalmarsson, and then Fransson missing to control the puck with his stick right there. Another face-off coming here, won by Sweden again, with Johan Fransson well stopped again by Niklas Hagman.
Of course, the Swedes came up big against the game against Canada. Their D-men getting 2 of the goals coming from this the same defenseman for the Swedes in regular time in that quarterfinal. But we're back to full strength. 16 minutes left in the first period. 0-0 Sweden-Finland.
So Finland just killed the penalty, and Sweden again is just with the 4 goals out of 36 power play chances, and to get a goal into this tournament you need to score during those advantages.
Exactly, that last replay that we saw during that power play, Sweden has to squeeze that puck better and create more of those scoring opportunities.
And more than that, there is another very interesting start for one of the best 4 teams of this year's tournament. Sweden is only in 3rd to last position in scoring efficiency. They just caught 20 goals out of 300 shots on goal. That's a percentage of less than 7%. So they need to shoot to get 1 goal.
In fact, you can also say that the goals that they get count quite a bit.
Yeah, they take into very, very much so far. Sweden now is Sakari Salminen, one of the best ones so far for Sweden, together with goalkeeper Antti Ranta, Juha-Matti Aaltonen and Petri Kontiola. Now Finland with a great chance right there, while the puck got intercepted by Fredrik Pettersson, the man of the match against Canada, into the quarterfinal. Sweden-Canada. Pettersson scored the very last goal to get Sweden into this game. Now still Sweden well pressured, though, leaving to Henrik Tallinder, trying to get a shot on goal right there. Antti Ranta deflecting it. Now Salminen leaving the puck to the Swedes again, with Louis Eriksson opening up onto the right side. Henrik Sedin behind the net of Ranta. Now Sweden with Eriksson and Henrik Sedin again, giving to Eriksson right there together with Eriksson, Ossi Vanen.
As we've seen throughout this tournament, lots of work along the boards. Both of the teams grinding it out along the boards for that puck possession. And the referees do not whistle down the play once they freeze the puck along the boards. They essentially say to the players, work it out amongst yourselves. We're not going to whistle it down. We get a stoppage in play right now. And there we have a good look at the Finnish goalie.
Goalkeeper Antti Ranta. So far so good, so very good for Antti Ranta. 142 saves out of 152 shots, so just 10 goals against. While we're taking a look also at one of the deflection from Jonas Enroth. This is Lasse Kukkonen with the number 5, the captain of Finland. This is Enroth from the Buffalo Sabres, 24 years old, the best goalkeeper of the whole tournament. Jonas Enroth, 94.44 his save percentage so far. Well, Antti Ranta, 93.42, is the 6th best goalkeeper of the entire tournament.
Well, many people have been saying that one of the major factors in this entire tournament has been goalkeeping. Look at Gerber, the goalie for the Swiss side.
Switzerland, yes.
Coming up very hot throughout this entire tournament. Enroth right here. And of course the American goalie, who comes in at 2 meters 1 centimeter. He's so huge, he just has to bend down. It takes away all the space of the net. It gets very difficult to shoot against goalies that are that big.
I remember my second game I commented into this tournament was Finland-Slovakia. Finland as the coming on the ice against the Slovaks as the underdogs of that game, because the Slovaks were coming the current silver medalists from last year's tournament, just getting beat in the final against Russia in 2012. Well, Finland beat Slovakia with a 2-0. And within 37 saves from Ranta. What a good opportunity now for Finland, twice with a slap shot from the distance, and then they're taking the rebound right in front of Enroth. But as we said before, best goalkeeper of entire tournament, Jonas Enroth, 2 saves for him in a row in just 10 seconds.
And one of the differences is that the Finns are bringing energy and speed. They're moving the puck around much faster in the Swedish zone. Here come the Swedes on a 2-on-2 situation, trying to...
Persson and Landeskog now. Landeskog well pressured by Juuso Hietanen right there, almost regaining the puck possession.
By upping the tempo, the Finns are creating space. They're moving into those spaces and creating those shooting and scoring opportunities. And sooner or later, the puck's going to go in. Sweden has to close down those speedy Finnish wingers and centermen.
So far, it seems to me the match very leveled. In fact, we have seen that on both sides, 3 shots on goal. Swedes with a much better puck possession, a lot of time within the puck possession, but Finland way more accurate to choose the shots on goal they're taking, while the Swedes seem to me that they're taking the time and losing some momentum right here and there.
Yeah, maybe they're having a bit of difficulty of the various
right
players.
now,
exactly, getting the mechanisms down between the various players.
And another puck intercepting into the neutral zone from the Finns with Lauri Korpikoski from the Phoenix Coyotes. Well, we just come to almost halfway through the first period. 11 minutes and 20 seconds to the end of the first. Finland and Sweden, still a goalless draw between the two home sides, organizing for the second year in a row the world champs.
And the Finns once again establishing a presence in the Swedish zone and bringing some pressure onto the Swedes. The Swedes having a bit of trouble getting out of their own zone. Finally now they do get organized, getting over to the Sedin twin, who dumps it right down into the Finnish zone, and they're going to try and get something organized themselves against the Swedes. So far, both teams have been quite disciplined. Only 1 penalty so far in this first period. Offside against the Finns, and we'll get a resumption of play in a few seconds as we have a look at Niklas Hagman.
Just 1 goal for number 10 of Finland, Niklas Hagman. As we see it again, the very good shot from distance. Then Hagman almost missing the shot right there, right on the stick.
Yeah, he could just get the puck was bouncing around.
Yeah,
and
he was taking the rebound, and then he
exactly
was too fast.
Bouncing around, he wasn't able to get good wood on it and put it upstairs where he wanted to go, and getting over Enroth's pad leg, right pad leg. Penalty coming up now. And
again, another second penalty in a row for the Finns side. It's cross-checking from Ilari Melart, who plays in the capital of Helsinki. Jukka Jalonen a little bit worried right there for the second
Now, it seems that all I have to do is talk about penalties and one of the teams go and take a penalty. Right there, you see the cross-check right against Pettersson right there. And that's always an extremely dangerous situation when you get a cross-check on the back of a player right near the boards.
We just seen head coach of the Finns, Jukka Jalonen, leaving Team Finland right after these world champs. A little bit worried about the second power play situation.
That's right, and we get a resumption of play in the Finnish zone. The Swedes keep possession of the puck behind their net. Here comes the big
another
snapshot.
Rebound taken right there. Wow, from Louis Eriksson after the shot and goal from Henrik Sedin. Still Eriksson in front of Ranta. And then Niklas Hagman trying to kill the second power play situation from the Swedes, Niklas Danielsson. 1:30 to the end of the second power play. Now back to Louis Eriksson into the left corner. Louis Eriksson leaving to Henrik Sedin. Still Sedin.
Good puck possession, working it over to the other side of the ice surface.
Still
coming right
in right there, and then they scores! Sweden 1, Finland nothing. Sweden into the lead.
Before that power play got it going for the Swedish side, we saw the head coach from the Finns, Jukka Jalonen, looking worried, and he had reason to be worried. And there you see Henrik Sedin, number 33, netting himself that first goal. And we're going to have a look at again how it develops up out of the corner, back to Sedin. He walks right out of the corner, lots of space, and goes right through the legs into the corner of the net.
You know what? I think it was kind of deflected by number 21, Louis Eriksson, right in front of Antti Ranta with his right knee.
You're right. Excellent eye, Jack. It was a deflection off of the right knee.
Yeah, but most likely the goal will be attributed to Henrik Sedin. We still need to see the official communication of that goal.
Oh, something happening in front of the Swedish net, in front of Enroth there.
Hackman down on the ice right there.
Ranta still, he's saying to himself, I can't believe that puck actually went in. Let's look how it develops again. Sedin taking the shot off the knee.
Right knee deflected with the right knee from Louis Eriksson. Ranta was screened by both Eriksson and Ossi Vanan, and he couldn't done anything better than that.
Well, in fact, when you got so many bodies in front of you, in front of the net, and they're so big, those players, it's very difficult when they start taking away your visual field to see that puck coming in. That deflection brings to mind Marcel Dion, who used to play for the Los Angeles Kings years ago. Oftentimes, he would instruct one of the other players to stand in front of the net, and he was so precise with his shots that he would knock it in off of knees, even off the backside of other players into the net.
Louis Eriksson just reaches a third goal of the tournament with 4 assists, and the player of the Dallas Stars just got his 7th point inside this tournament. Another good shot. What a fantastic save with his right pad for Antti Ranta, who then covering that puck up to get another face-off.
Lots of little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Referees usually put up with this for maybe the first period, or even until the towards the end of the first period. If the players keep on doing this pushing and shoving after every whistle, pretty soon they're going to start giving out the penalties.
Oscar Lindberg here with the number 15.
He makes his way back to the bench to have a sit down after having a good shift. And look at the ebb and flow of this game. At the beginning, it was all Finland, and then all of a sudden, Sweden comes in, gets its goal, and everything changes. It's
going to be such a very tactical game. That are you expecting a lot of goals coming from this match? Because I'm expecting something like a 2-1 or 1-1 getting into the overtime, then shootouts.
Well, you know what? Usually I'm wrong, so I'm not going to say anything.
You're not even going to tell me your bet onto this game?
No, not at all. Because, you look at these various teams on paper, such as Canada, stacked with NHL talent. Where are they? They're on the flight going home. The Finnish team, as you say, players that are not big name players, and all of a sudden they're #1 in the scoring race, and they're here in the semifinals.
Yeah, it's a very inexperienced team also, and it's not so young also. They are most of the players are going into the 30s instead of being into the early 20s. But still, the 12 players making their debut, these world champs. So they could have been considered the underdogs together with Switzerland into these quarterfinals. Well, Sweden and both of Sweden and USA teams are, the
are some of the big favorites as well.
They're big favorites, of course.
Look at the Swiss. The Swiss are the big Cinderella story so far of this tournament, as the Finns are a bit bottled up in their own zone by the Swedes. Now finally both teams take a change, get fresh legs out on the ice on the fly. Number 2 from the Finnish squad, Laakso.
Teemu Laakso.
He works it back behind the net, and as they get reorganized, coming down against the Swedes now.
Now Finland with Laakso.
Big pile up in front of the Swedish net. Enroth turns that away. Here come the Swedes once again. The Swedes now all of a sudden have all sorts of energy coming down onto the Finns. That last shot coming from number 4, Cronwell, Staffan Cronwell. That was deflected over the glass up into the netting, and we get a stoppage of play as we have a good look at Ranta, the Finnish goalie. He was beat on that power play situation that Jukka Jalonen. Again, I apologize if I'm getting any pronunciations wrong.
Jukka Jalonen taking the Olympic bronze medal the Olympics in Vancouver 2010, and also the gold medal at the World Champs in 2011 when Finland beat Sweden right into the final of the tournament organized in Bratislava and Košice, and leaving after these World Champs. Talking about the IIHF World Champs, there is this infamous home ice curse. No host team has won this tournament since the Soviet Union did it in Moscow in 1986. Long time ago.
In fact, what could happen is when your home team, there's so much pressure put onto you to bring back results that the players get so nervous that they can't really play up to their potential. And maybe that's what's happening with Finland. A lot of these players, as you're saying, they're coming in for their first time to the World Championships. They want to make a good impression. They want to be noticed by all the various professional scouts that are at these games.
Finland last year, they were beaten by Czech Republic into the bronze medal game. And Sweden got the last gold in 2006. It's already 7 years ago for such a strong team that every single time they are one of the super favorite teams, and then they always ended up with some silver or bronze. Well, not even like last year, they were thrown out from these from the World Champs from Czech Republic out of the quarterfinals.
Well, it's a big motivating factor for the Swedes. Yes, it has been a long time since they've won this tournament, and of course they feel that this could be their good opportunity. And of course they're
to break the curse of the World Champs.
And in fact, they're coming right at the Finns right now. They've got that 1-0 lead in this first period with 6:20 left to play.
And now shooting Team Finland also shots on goal from the Swedes. This is the 10th, and then Finland just 5 so far.
After that goal, that they were looking at the scoring leader for the entire tournament, Petri Kontiola, excuse me. After the Swedes got that goal, it seems that the Finns are a little bit back on their heels. They can't get organized. They're a little bit disorganized, and this is actually where the moment is where the coach will walk up and down behind the bench, rallying his troops, telling them to stay calm, stay organized, stay with the game plan. And we get a resumption of play in the Finnish zone to the right of Ranta.
Here Team Sweden still pressuring the Finns into their own D zone. 6 minutes left. Sweden into the lead 1-0 thanks to the deflection into the back of the net from Louis Eriksson after the shot on goal taken by Henrik Sedin.
And in fact, we see one of the Sedin brothers out there right now getting fast down into the Finnish zone, trying to get things organized. And
another very good save from Ranta after the shot taken by Louis Eriksson, the man of the match so far from Team Sweden, contrasted by Ilari Merart. It's still Sweden here with Daniel Sedin. Back to Henrik. Still Daniel.
Working it along the boards, waiting for a good opportunity to open up in front of the Finnish net.
Juha-Pekka Hytönen right there with the number 15. But regaining the puck possession, Erik Gustafsson. Johan Fransson. Now Team Sweden very calm and Very relaxed also.
In fact,
seems to me.
that first goal changed everything. There's been some good hitting going on in this first period, but all of a sudden the dynamics have changed. Maybe the Finns can get something going now in the last 4.5 minutes of this first period.
Korpikoski's pass was intercepted by one of the Swedes, and now right into the chest of Jonas Enroth. Shot to begin with another face-off coming. That was Lauri Korpikoski with the number 28. 1 goal and 2 assists. Oh, no goals? I've got 1 goal from Korpikoski.
That last shot coming in from the point, from the Finnish point, we've often seen that. Oftentimes the defensemen don't take the time to take the slap shot. They get a wrist shot in, piling up a lot of bodies in front of the net, looking for deflections or looking to force a face-off in the other team's zone.
Still Finland with Mikael Granlund.
He was the player, of course, who had the famous lacrosse goal, as we called it, from a couple of years ago against the Russians. And Granlund comes in behind comes in after the whistle, right in front of Enroth, bringing some of his energy to the situation. I don't think there's going to be any penalties called on that after the play action.
Still here,
but
Mikael Granlund. Now they're deciding
or
if
maybe they are.
A penalty is coming on the Swede side. We see it again, taking the shot, and then
Granlund comes in,
and
there was a late.
With Lundqvist, Joel Lundqvist.
He was just coming over to say. He was just coming over to say hello.
Yeah, in front of his own goalkeeper.
Looks like it's going to be a high sticking call. High sticking call, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, no cross-checking for 2 minutes. Joel Lundqvist inside the penalty box. So right now, good time for Team Finland to get the equalizer.
And to get the face-off, which they do, and they get it back to their point men, working around the periphery of the ice surface. This is a huge opportunity for the Finns, that they would love to get a goal to even the score before they go into the dressing room at the end of the first period. 1:45 left in the power play for Finland.
Peisonen, then Kukkonen, and then Sami Lepisto. Back to Kukkonen with the shot from Hietanen over the bar, and then a cross-crease pass, not intercepting. Another slap shot from distance. Right there is still Janne Peisonen. The slap shot was taken by Sami Lepisto.
And we saw the Swedish defenseman looking around for the puck as well. That's how fast things happen. He lost the visual field of the puck as well. But Enroth had covered up, and we're going to get a resumption of play in the Swedish zone. It's a power play for Finland coming up in the last few minutes of the first period. Look how low the players are getting down on their sticks for taking this face-off.
Face-off has been won by Team Sweden.
And the puck comes all the way down the ice. The Finns take possession of it behind their net. Now they get reorganized.
With Oltonen, Juha-Matti Oltonen into the left zone. As he got into the center, Juuso Hietanen, but intercepting right there, Staffan Kronwall. Back to Hietanen with the shot deflected by Enroth. Well, this is Petri Kontiola.
Excellent work between the Finnish defensemen, keeping the puck in the Swedish zone, waiting for that extra second, and then throwing it across the blue line to his companion.
Then battling it out for the possession of the puck. This is Petri Kontiola up against Kronwall. Still Kronwall, then 3 Finns right there. But it's Team Sweden coming out from that dangerous position with the puck possession. Less than 30 seconds to the end of the first power play. Chance for Team Finland, who got a very good two very good shots on goal. Vanen opening up to Salminen. Salminen into the other corner. We're gaining a Mantila. Still Team Finland.
And there's a delayed penalty coming against the Swedes. It's a delayed penalty against the Swedes.
When they're back in full strength, there's gonna be another penalty. Henry Tallinder with the number 7 not particularly happy with the decision of the referee.
Per Martz. It's getting worse for the Swedes, and it's only getting better, and it's only getting better for the Finns. Now it's a 5-on-3 situation for the Finns.
Now they're back in full strength.
Oh, full strength, excuse me.
5-on-4.
I was saying that things are happening so fast, they're back to a 5-on-4 situation.
as Team Finland didn't capitalize on the very good chance of taking the equalizer, the 1-1 on the first chance of the power play. Then they got a second one coming into the last 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes of the first period.
Finland has number 64, Granlund, out there on the left wing. He's looking to work right in front of the net immediately. There's a quick shot coming in from a bad angle on Enroth. He turns that off into the corner. The puck goes all the way down the ice. Ranta plays it around the boards.
Ranta to Tukamanttila, and then Team Finland. There are 5 seconds of difference in between the time of the game and the power play. The second one for the Finns almost ended up this first period with this second advantage.
And the Swedes are content to get that puck, throw it right down, all the way down the ice surface, get some fresh legs out onto the ice. 1:20 left in the first period, 1:13 left in the power play for Finland. Finland has had consecutive power plays, one right after another, and they're keeping they were keeping the puck in the Swedish zone. It jumps over the stick right down to Ranta again, the Finnish goalie, and they have to get themselves reorganized once again.
Now we're just seeing Juuso Hietanen missing that pass to control the puck. Now it's Team Finland with Lepistö.
It just slipped off his stick. So close and yet so far. The Swedes send the puck right back down again. Ranta working it off to his new defenseman coming out on the ice surface. Does over 30 seconds left in the power play for Finland. The Swedes coming with some high pressure on the Finns.
Billström opening it up to Koskiranta into the right corner. Well pressured by Johan Fransson, and then again Sweden giving away the puck right there and clearing up their own defensive zone. Ossi Vanen, and now on the left Finland with a shot just wide with Savinainen.
Finnish defenseman pinching in, keeping good pressure.
And now Finland with Antti Pilström in front of Enroth. Didn't take the shot though. Still Sweden. Well, this is the siren. Ended up this first period of the first semi-final of the 2013 IIHF World Championship between Finland and Sweden. It's the home side. Sweden into the lead, 1-0, thanks to the goal coming from Louis Eriksson, deflecting a shot from Henrik Sedin. So far so good for the Swedes. We're gonna check it out if Team Finland is gonna get the equalizer into the second period, and we'll be back after a short break of 15 minutes. Don't go away, stay tuned with us. Hello and welcome back again to the Globe Arena in Stockholm, Sweden, for the first semi-final of the 2013 IIHF World Championship between Finland and Sweden. The Swedes are into the lead thanks to the goal coming from Louis Eriksson, deflecting with his right knee, shot taken by Henrik Sedin. So it's 1-0 for the Swedes against Finland. The Swedes are playing on home turf, since we are in Stockholm, so more than 10,000 fans on the grandstands today, cheering up for their team. So what's been on, in your opinion, Mark, into the first period?
Well, what happened was that at the very beginning of the first period, it was all Finland. Finland was all over Sweden. And then that one goal seemed to have deflated Finland or knocked them off their compass a little bit. And Sweden was able to get into their rhythm and basically take over that first period. What the head coach of Finland was probably saying to his team, what Jukka Jalonen was saying to his team with those two power play situations that they had at the end of the first period, they were almost getting ahead of themselves, getting too fast. He was saying, when you have that type of situation, take your time, get it down into the Swedish end of the ice, set up your pressure, and then go and look for getting your shots. They were running ahead of themselves almost.
Jonas Heinroth here, the best goalkeeper of the entire tournament, improving his beautiful statistic, beautiful save percentage statistic tonight with 100%. Of course, no goals coming from the Finns side as the puck dropped to begin with the start of a second period with Sweden attacking right there into the right corner. And as you said, Louis Eriksson scoring the second power play occasion for Team Sweden. Well, this as soon as we began the second period, penalty coming here for Petri Kontiola.
And this is exactly
the man of the entire tournament. Seemed a little bit worried, as I said, also into the first period here. Jukka Jalonen, Petri Kontiola here for tripping, sent inside the penalty box for a couple of minutes. Right after only 18 seconds, bringing down right there Sedin.
Crucial moment.
Crucial moment. Sweden just scored during their second power play, while the game was right onto the Finns' shoulders, and then Finland didn't take advantage of the two power play chances they got at the end of the first period. Now blocking that shot, there was Niklas Hagman diving down right in front of Antti Ranta. Well, this is Niklas Danielsson leaving to Captain Kronwall.
He's a big boy, Kronwall, coming in at 195.
And 105 kilos also. Staffan Kronwall, Niklas Danielsson right there with the number 44, waiting for the puck to come into the right position. Right here. He's going to take a shot. No.
Now you see the difference between the Swedes and their power play. They're taking their time, wheeling around, trying to create their opportunities. The Finns were a little bit rattled, and they were getting ahead of themselves, trying to rush things.
Now to Sweden, Henrik setting right there with the number 33. That was right the same position of Seren, getting that shot from the only goal we've seen so far into the first period and into this game from Team Sweden. 40 seconds more to the end of this third power play. The first one, very good save into the left glove from Antti Ranta after the long distance shot taken by Danielsson. The number here, 44. One goal on power play situation out of 21 power play shots so far in the tournament. For Niklas Danielsson, 1 goal and 2 assists, playing for the left Prague in Czech Republic. Now face-off, still into the defensive zone of the Finns, winning the face-off, luckily for them. And then trying to go for the counter-attack right there. Osivan and regaining the puck into the right corner, Finland, and losing precious time to kill this penalty. The third one for the Swedes side into this game.
Just over 10 seconds left in the power play for Sweden. They want to get that puck down into the finish zone and try and get that one last shot onto Ranta, the Finnish goalie. The Finns come up with the puck. They're now at full strength. No icing on that last call. The Swedes get themselves organized with the number 10 from the Franzen.
Johan Fransson, in fact. And then Lepistö for Finland onto Pesonen. Well, this is Petri Kontiola back on the ice after serving his tripping penalty. We haven't seen the MVP of the entire tournament, the best player, Petri Kontiola, very much today.
No, he's been a bit quiet. He's been a bit bottled up as well by the Swedes. Obviously, once you become the #1 scoring leader, you start attracting a lot of attention from the opposite teams.
And pressure also. Now Sweden with a good shot intercepted by Ranta. Now Finland on to the left side with Korpikoski. Back to him.
And of course, they're dragging the puck along the boards. It pops out into the mid-ice area. Both of these, a lot of the time of all these games so far in the tournament has been passed between the blue lines. Here come the Finns. Sharp
The
angle shot.
and covering the puck up, Jonas Enroth. Shot taken by Sakari Salminen. In the tournament, 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points for Sakari Salminen.
Of course, coming back to our discussion about penalties, of course, when you take a penalty, you give it the advantage of the other team in that 2-minute situation to have a power play. But the other thing is that as you take penalties over the arc of the game, to defend it to penalty killing takes a huge amount of energy out of your players, and that you usually start seeing the effects of that in the third period.
Louis Eriksson right there, pressure into the right corner from Veli-Matti Savinainen. Then Vanen for Koskiranta. Koskiranta advancing there and a cross-crease pass and intercepted by Jonas Enroth.
And that's exactly what Finland has to do. Rush right at the Swedish net, try and create situations in their favor.
Jari Melart onto Savinainen. And now Sweden with Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson with a good shot into the pads of Ranta, deflecting it. Still Finland now. And then Sweden with Landeskog giving the puck to Persson.
Swedes so far in this period seem to have been handling the pressure from the Finns fairly well.
After 5 minutes from the beginning of the second period, still Sweden into the lead. Also thanks to the goal coming from Louis Eriksson halfway through the first period. Still 1-0 for Sweden over Finland. The rematch of the gold medal game from 2011. Finland won the world champs, battled against Sweden in that final. Sweden lost gold medal traced back in 2006.
And here come the Finns with a long stretch pass out into the mid-ice area. That shot deflects off a stick over the glass, and we get a stoppage of play. There we have a look at number 4, Cronwell, for the Swedish side. He was out for the Swedes. And we're having a look at the president of the International Olympic Commission.
Jacques Rogge, and there's a face-off between Oskar Lindberg, the Tre Kronor team, 3 crowns. Lindberg up against Mikael Granlund, the 3rd best face-off player of the entire tournament. Is 64% of face-off won into the first 8 games before this semi-final. And today face-offs won 12 by the Swedes, 11 by the Finns.
That's pretty even. That one.
Here Granlund winning just another face-off of this tournament. Now Finland with Laakso.
And of course, Swedes are able to keep possession of that puck, moving it out into the mid-ice area over the red line. Doesn't like what he sees, moves it right back into the neutral zone.
Salminen for Finland. Back to Jalasvaara. A dump and chase into the left corner for Pesonen. Vanen. Still Finland now trying to organize some good shots on goal right there, but it's Team Sweden and out from puck possession.
Of course, that working it along the boards gives us a demonstration of which team has a greater strength. And so far, the Swedes have been fairly confident about working that puck along the boards against the Finns, because they seem to, on the average, have an excellent amount of strength, the Swedish players. Finns come up with the puck on the blue line. Quick snapshot down onto Enroth. He squeezes it. We get a stoppage of play in the Swedish zone. It's still 1-0 for Sweden over Finland. 12:57 left in the second period of this first semi-final. Now we're going to have a little chat session at the benches. Both teams looking at tactics, looking at what's happening. Here's the last face-off going on. That's how the battle is for face-offs between these two teams. Every movement going on. There's some of the action that's been going on so far in the game.
Some highlights here. The fight between Landeskog and one of the Finns, Gabriel Landeskog from the Colorado Avalanche, one of the youngest players on the Swede roster, born in November 1992, if not the youngest. As might be, as it actually is, Gabriel Landeskog, only 20 years young.
And we get a resumption of play with the face-off in the Swedish zone to the right of Enroth, the Swedish goalie.
Face-off, Koski-Ranta, the winner of it. And on to the other side. Still Finland, though. The possession of the puck to the Swede zone with Savinainen. Back for the shot of Jalasvara right into the chest again of Enroth.
And he squeezes it, and we get another face-off in the Swedish zone. Maybe this is a moment where the Finns are able to turn the tide in this second period and start getting some sustained pressure on the Swedes.
Juha-Matti Aaltonen, 7 assists to make it the second best assessment of the entire tournament with 4 goals. And another face-off here.
Look at all the players crunched up around the face-off area. Look at all the Swedes. They have 4 players off to the Enroth's side of the face-off area. Now they come charging in to block any shots coming in from the point. Finns are able to keep possession, working it down into the corner, looking for a quick centering pass.
Aaltonen onto Petri Kontiola, the 2 best players so far in the tournament for Finland. Haven't seen that much today. Very well pressured by the Swedes. Still Finland, though, trying to attack right there after 8 minutes. They're down onto nothing against the Swedes. And now Kontiola missing the control of the pass right there. Aaltonen, but there's a good shot, just wide.
That was an excellent shift from the Finns, getting the Swedes a bit scrambling and getting a good shooting opportunity right down on Enroth. They have to keep on doing that. Of course, as the game goes on, if this score stands, the Finns have to start risking more and more as the game goes on. It's quite early in the game, of course, right now. But if this score situation stands, the Finns are going to have tell their defensemen to start pinching more and more down into the Swedish zone.
Finland there losing the puck possession into the neutral zone. 4 shots on goal for the Finns, only 2 for the Swedes into this second period.
And that's not enough.
And that's not enough because they weren't that dangerous. They're very well controlled by Enroth, like this one here. It could be in a very nice breakaway right there for Niklas Hagman. But that was well controlled by Jonas Enroth. Yeah, Jukka Jalonen taking a look at the timing. At the time passes by. Well, we come halfway through the second period.
Hagman there being very aggressive in front of the Swedish net, trying to establish some sort of presence. Talander having nothing of it from the Swedish side. And
Granlund here trying to win just another face-off up against Joel Lundqvist. Granlund winning it again. Still Granlund, followed by Lundqvist. Lundqvist regaining the puck possession, but then Granlund again into the neutral zone. Little bit of confusion. Now Finland with a snapshot from there, intercepted by Enroth. And then the shot, another one taken by Mantila, was stopped right in front of Enroth net by one of the defensemen of Team Sweden.
And this is exactly what the Finns have to do. They have to bring energy. They have to speed up the play in the Swedish zone. Once the Swedes are able to grind it out along the boards, they're going to have a tough time. And there was a
nice move yet from Niklas Danielsson.
Doing a spin around, trying to watch how it goes now. There he goes, coming with a quick backhand.
Nice save from Ranta again.
Ranta said, nice try, but no cigar.
Antti Ranta tonight, 1 goal against out of 14 shots.
And the face-off goes to the Finns.
Goes to Koski Ranta winning it. He was up against Henrik Sedin. Koski Ranta was up against Staffan Kronwall. Kronwall with the puck possession, losing it into the neutral zone. Now still Finland trying to attack more and more, pressuring the Swedes into their own zone. But as soon as they got over the second line, and then the difficulties from the Finn side begin. Good interception from Emrod after that shot taken from distance from Jalasvaara.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Finns have to do. They have to hit the Swedish zone fast. They have to hit the Swedish blue line fast. Here we're going to have a look at that last play, that shot coming in, one time yet right in. Excellent work by Enroth, because he had big number 4 Kronwall going across
right
his
in
visual
front
field.
of him, screening him.
That's good concentration from Enroth.
Petri Kontiola up against Niklas Persson. Persson winning the face-off and giving the puck to Kalle Järnkrok. But, oh sorry, that was Gustafsson, sorry. Gotta do it again, the face-off. Says Landeskog. Kontiola won the face-off for the shot from Pesonen, deflected. And intercepted by Team Sweden with Johan Fransson. Sweden a little bit more concrete than the Finns side into this first 1 period and a half, I might say.
Oh yeah, and we see that right in
few chances on both sides, a few good chances on both sides, but Team Sweden a little bit much more concrete.
Exactly.
The Finland finding just too many problems compared to what they did into the first 7 games of this tournament.
Well, it's when Finland wants to get into a bump and grind kind of game. Here's an opportunity for the Finns.
Just wide, Huutonen. More shots on goal, 6 on the Finns side, only 3 for the Swedes, 18 for the Finns, 14 for the Swedes. Shots on goal overall. Lasse Kukkonen now.
Icing call against Finland. Call. Yeah, once the Finns want to start to get into a bump and grind game with the Swedes up and down the boards, they're usually losing. What they have to do is try and stay away from that type of a game, hit the Swedish blue line with speed, move the puck around fast, because when they do, you see the Swedes get a bit rattled and they start opening up spaces for the Finnish players. And we get a resumption of play to the left of Ranta, the Finnish goalie. Finns come up with the puck into the mid-ice area. Over the blue line, throw it right down into Enroth. He turns it off into the right-hand corner, and the puck bounces out into the Finnish bench, and we get a stoppage in play.
That was Marko Anttila with the number 12, and you must see him right here on the right side of your screen. One of the hugest, biggest, 2 meters and 3 for 105 kilos. Huge Marko Anttila, who plays in Turku in Finland.
There's the puck coming around. It went in as the player was going into the Finnish bench. The puck bounced up, hitting
right into the door.
Exactly.
Laakso to the other corner for Korpikoski. intercepted by Thornberg. Now Team Sweden with Talinder. Talinder for Jämtin.
Ooh.
And now Sweden losing the puck into neutral zone from Mantila. Mantila onto Korpikoski. Back to Thornberg. No penalty coming here. So Team Sweden though attacking right there into the left glove of Ranta for another face-off up and coming.
There's a little exchange of opinions on how the game has been going between
Eric Talinder. Yeah, and one of the things is Janne Peisonen, I think.
Of course, huge game, essentially in front of a hometown crowd for the Swedes, and of course, as we were saying, Sweden hasn't had that much success in the last number of years. It's about time that they get into a final and try and bring home this World Championship. The Finns, of course, they've been a bit of a stealth team so far in this tournament, coming in with not that high of expectations on the world level, and all of a sudden they turn it around and here they are in the semifinals, the Finns, and of course they're just down by 1 goal. And the head coach of the Finnish side, Jalonen, he has to transmit that to his players and say, look, we're just down by 1 goal. Don't get rattled. Stay with the game plan. And in a second, we can turn this thing around.
And we just saw Henrik Talinder, 34-year-old, at the debut at the World Champs, just like 12 Finn players on the roster for Finland. Veli-Matti Savinainen now well pressured into the right corner as Sweden regains the puck possession right there. Still Sweden into the left corner. Ossi Vanen trying to regain it. Sweden with Daniel Serin. Back to Henrik Serin. Daniel. The two twins. And then Staffan Cromwell battling it out for the possession of the puck. It's still Sweden though.
Swedes cycling that puck around in the corner.
Very good. And this is still Daniel Sedin.
And the Finns have to be a bit more aggressive against the Swedish puck carrier to not let this situation continue. Right there.
Right there. Veli-Matti Savinainen now bouncing into the left side. Intercepted very easily from Enroth.
Enroth lost his water bottle on the ice surface behind the net.
Sami Lepisto pinned against the board by one of the Swedes. Now Team Finland.
Oh, here's good work.
Peisonen, the fake on the shot, and then as he got intercepted, that was Joel Lundqvist. And still Sweden. Tucking to right side, and Axel Schön back to Lundqvist again. Lundqvist all the way back to Gustav Schön.
The Swedes seem to have taken the decision to up the tempo.
And then the one-timer coming.
And it's a penalty coming as well. There's
a
delayed penalty against Finland. So they're getting the Swedes pull their goalie. They're getting the 6th attacker out on the ice surface right now, keeping good possession of the puck, the Swedes.
Yeah, many shots also coming now from the Swiss side with the captain Cromwell. Here is a penalty coming. The 4th one for Finland as the second one was crucial.
And why does that all come about? Because the Finns allowed the Swedes to pass so much time in their zone without being aggressive against the puck handler. Sooner or later, right there is the situation that happens. where one of your teammates gets forced into a situation where he's going to have to take a penalty.
Matti Aaltonen. No, it's Petri Kontiola.
Second time.
A second time in a row for holding 2 minutes inside the penalty box, and that's a fourth good chance now for Team Sweden to make it 2. And then again, we might see the Serin brothers together with Louis Eriksson with the number 21, who scored the first one into the first period, the middle of the first period.
And we have a power play for Sweden, just over 140 left in the power play. They're taking their time getting down into the Finnish zone, trying to establish their presence and moving the puck around the periphery of the ice surface.
Sedin to the brother Danielsson for Sedin again, Louis Eriksson, and then Niklas Hagman.
They're able to move the puck down the ice. Both teams getting fresh legs out onto the ice surface for this last minute 10 seconds of Sweden's power play.
Cromwell to Sedin brothers. 1-2. There's here Danielsson with the 44. Still Henrik Sedin assisting Louis Eriksson for the second goal of Sweden. Just the same thing we're saying, almost the same thing we already seen into the first period. Power play for Sweden. The Sedin brothers assisting Louis Eriksson, making it 2 for Sweden.
Now, obviously, there you see Louis Eriksson.
2 goals tonight and 2 assists from Henrik Sedin.
Now have a look at the Finnish. Have a look at the Finnish defenders. They opened up that center
right there
area.
And 3 people right into in between. Ossi Vanen and Jarno Koskiranta, Louis Eriksson cutting as a knife into the butter,
exactly.
right into the middle of Finn's defense. As now Jukka Jalonen seems more than a little bit worried, is just angry. 3 power play goals out of 7 shots for Louis Eriksson as his 4th goal of the tournament. 8 points, 4 assists as well for Louis Eriksson, and Henrik Sedin and his 4th assist. Only already 2 assists from Sedin into tonight's game.
Crucial moment for Finland. They shouldn't let it, they have to stay concentrated. Don't let this game run away from them now. Obviously the Swedes are coming right there. As you see, they're coming right at Ranta, shooting that puck. They sense that this could be a moment where they could essentially lock up this game. Here, let's have a look at that last goal from a power play situation. There's the shot right up at the number 7 area. But look, how much space.
There was for Louis Eriksson right there into the middle, in between Vanen and Koskiranta.
Sweden coming right back at Finland. Once again, big slap from Ranta.
And then Ranta saving it again. Still Sweden though attacking right there. A little bit shocked they seem to be the Finns.
Yeah, the Finns seem a bit disoriented right now. This is a point where your captain has to step up and settle things down.
Korpikoski right against Henrik Talinda from the New Jersey Devils. Talinda making it his debut at his World Champs, and now is staying in Sweden with a very good opportunity. Ranta again saving it onto Petter Gransberg's shot. 2:20 to the end of the second. Sweden 2, Finland nothing.
Believe me, if you're a Finnish player right now, it's going to be a very long 2 minutes before you get to go to the dressing room.
Yeah, because they seem very disappointed and very shocked right now. Sweden is all over the place into the second part of the second period. Well, Finland began the second period very well, and then they just went down again. You see Gransberg's shot
coming off the knee.
Yeah.
bouncing around in front of Ranta. Those are the type of shots that drive goalies crazy because they don't know exactly where it's going to go. It can bounce anywhere. And of course the Swedes are bringing all the pressure they can on Finland right now because they sense that Finland is back on its heels, as we were saying, a bit disoriented after that second Swedish goal. And Enroth knocks that puck off of his blocker up over the glass into the netting. We get a stoppage of play, and we'll have a face-off, I believe, in the Swedish zone to the right of Enroth.
So far, so good for Sweden. Although we could say we haven't seen any magic, any special stuff coming from the Swedes side, but they are just demotivating Team Finland into these first 40 minutes of the first two periods, don't you think so?
Well, as we were saying, the additions of the Sedin twins changed things dramatically for Sweden. They came on at exactly the right time, having enough time to keep the position of Sweden in the preliminary round with points. Plus, they had enough time, the Sedin twins had enough time to get themselves, get rid of their jet lag and start making their effect onto the Swedish side.
And finally, before this game, Sweden with the third to last team on power play situation, just 4 goals out of 35 occasions. And tonight, 2 goals out of 4 occasions. And that's just because of the Sedin brothers.
The Sedin,
just
exactly.
The 50% out of against 11% so far in the first 7 games of the tournament for Team Sweden on power play situations. Well, and that's the difference. That's magic happening right there.
That's the magic, and that's amazing how 1 or 2 players can change the entire face of a team. Sweden, seeing them play tonight, dramatically different to as compared to the first games of the preliminary round. But the Finns, they have to get something
here.
Korpikoski,
with a nice shot, trying to take the rebound from Sakari Salminen together with Lauri Korpikoski with a shot from distance. You might see that one again. Good save from Jonas Enroth.
Of course, what the Finns have to keep on doing, as Korpikoski, is keep on forcing the situation and looking to create opportunities for themselves.
Still Finland, sorry, with Mikael Granlund. Now the interception, Jimmy Eriksson.
40 seconds left in the second period, 2-0 Sweden over Finland.
Gustafsson. Still Sweden though, the puck possession. Finland now regaining the puck into the neutral zone with Lauri Korpikoski. Into Vanen.
This is a situation where Finland should take it down into the Swedish zone, try and establish some sort of presence. It's an icing call going on in these last few seconds, and look for that one last possible. Here comes that second goal. That's how the second goal develops.
It seems to be so easy.
The Sedin brother walks out from behind the net. Bam! One times it right up into the up to this in the sevens.
Sweden got so many difficulties into taking advantage of 35 occasions to score while being on power play into the first 7 games, and then Sedin brothers coming here in Stockholm at the Globe Arena and made the magic happen.
Exactly at the right time as well in the semi-final.
In the semi-final, second period, ending up with the Sweden still into the lead, but right now with the second goal after the 4th penalty from teams Finland, still the second goal of tonight's game, Louis Eriksson, and again assisted by Henrik and Daniel Sedin. So it's a Sweden 2, Finland nothing. The winner of this game getting into the gold medal game of tomorrow's night here at the Globe Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. Don't go away, stay tuned for the third and last upcoming period. Hello and welcome back to the Globe Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. First semi-final of the 2013 IIHF World Championship between Finland and home side Sweden. Sweden into the lead still in the second period, but now the lead is up to 2-0 thanks to Louis Eriksson's goal. The second one from Louis Eriksson after he scored also in the first period. Here the head coach for the Swedes, Per Mertz. Louis Eriksson was assisted by the two setting twins. This is the number 21 right here, Louis Eriksson, who's reached the fourth goal of the entire tournament, 4 assists, 4 goals. Antti Ranta tonight, 2 goals against out of 19 shots, while of course 100% save percentage for Jonas Enroth, the goalie of Team Sweden. So as could we say that Team Sweden is surprisingly into the lead against the underdogs from Finland, Mark?
Well, so far in this tournament, Sweden has had a very anemic attack. All of a sudden it's changed right at the right time for them. Obviously not at the right time for Finland. Finland obviously has to go out here in this third period, try and create opportunities and don't take penalties.
Petri Kontila took 2 penalties in the row at the beginning of the second period, right after the beginning of it, after 18 seconds, and then he took another one after 15 minutes for holding, the first one for tripping, as the puck drops now to begin the third and last period before getting into the gold medal game of tomorrow's night. Right here, the Globe Arena, still in Stockholm, Sweden. And it's going to be the winner of this game, Finland versus Sweden, and the other second semi-final coming up next in a few hours, in a couple of hours. It's Switzerland up against USA. The most surprising team, and now Petri Kontila missing the momentum right there and intercepted the most surprising team, Switzerland, up against the super favorites from USA, as the other super favorites from Russia and Canada already gone home. Now Sweden regaining the puck right there. Staffan Kronwall now, and restarting another good play from behind.
Obviously the Swedes would love to get one more goal that would give them that cushion that they could ride into the end of the third period. The Finns can't get sucked into a type of game where the Swedes would just love to roll off seconds and minutes off the clock without any type of whistles.
The Finns missing a little bit of speed that I've seen them going really fast into their first games. And then they were up at 3-0 to the current silver medalists from last year's tournament, the Slovaks, into their quarterfinals. But right there, what a situation! Jonas Enroth saving it, but there's a whistle to interrupt the play.
And that's exactly what the Finns are going to have to do. They're going to have to be extremely aggressive right at the Swedish net. That created an opportunity. Enroth just ended up with the puck underneath himself, and he just laid flat down on the ice surface. But that's what the Finns are going to have to do. Granlund and company, they're going to have to be storming right towards the Swedish net, trying to provoke a situation. Here's that last one of the last opportunities with the puck going wide.
After the deflection from one of the Finns, that was Granlund, Mikael Granlund, deflecting the puck. Almost saved by Enroth. It just went wide, that shot. This is Lauri Korpikoski from Phoenix. As the face-off has been won by Jarno Koskiranta.
Again, you saw that face-off. The Swedes have all the play.
And now missing that pass, the Janne Pesonen. Now Team Sweden with Axelsson. Back to Gustafsson, back to Lundqvist. The Swedes are still attacking right there. Just wide, that shot. And then we're getting the puck into the neutral zone with Hjalmarsson. as the Finns seem to me a little bit surprised coming into this game, not so very well concentrated, most likely, or too much confident, or too less confident. I don't know how to explain this, but it doesn't seem to me the same Finland that I've seen into the first games.
Well, one of the situations is, as this tournament wears on, it takes a lot out of your players. But yeah, Finland this game seemed at moments seems flat-footed. On the other moments, they seem to psych themselves out, getting too ahead of themselves. They have to settle down, and getting your team settled down comes from your coach and comes from your captain. On the other hand, the Swedes, with Talander and company and the Sedin twins, obviously they just want to get as much time as possible eaten up off the clock in this third period. And that's exactly what the Finns can't let them do. So the Finns should go out and try and force as many face-offs as possible.
And as we have said already many times, this is a longer, very long, very demanding tournament. The teams that finish into the gold medal game would have been playing for 12 days, 10 games. That's almost or 15 days. Sorry. One game each day, or 1 out of 2 days.
In fact, it's a tremendous load. The players do get into a rhythm, but there is limits, physical limits, as well as for energy.
As for example, Sweden also might have learned something in between the preliminary round, the quarterfinals, since in the preliminary round they were beaten by the Canadians. Now a very good shot there taken by Petri Kontula. Sweden lost to Canada with a 3-0, and then they won against Canada at a shootout. Still they won, and they gone through this semi-final with a 3-2 win.
Well, that's part of the nature of this.
So the situation changes now. Landeskog with a good opportunity. Well stopped though by Tuukka Mantila.
Here come the Finns, throwing it deep down into the Swedish zone. Swedish defense handled that, but it ends up back at the point. Finns desperately throw it towards the Swedish net. It deflects over the glass, and we get a stoppage in play.
No penalties so far into this third period. And we see it again, the good opportunity right there for Finland. Stopped by Enroth, who didn't hold on to that puck. Matti Aaltonen, 7 assists into the tournament.
In fact, we're coming up, we're going to have a resumption of play to the right of Enroth, the Swedish goalie.
Face off here into the Swedes' defensive zone. Mikael Granlund up against Niklas Persson. Granlund, another save by Enroth. Best goalkeeper of the entire tournament, Jonas Enroth.
He snagged that puck right out of midair. We're going to have a look at it again. Right from the face-off, Granlund wins the face-off, gets back to the point. Here comes the quick slap shot coming right in.
And then even that was deflected by number 7, Talander.
In fact.
Wow.
Excellent reaction.
Fast reaction from Enroth. Almost 95 save percentage so far into the tournament. After 8 games. 7 from preliminary round. And then the quarterfinal against the Canadians. Finland now regaining the puck possession into the right corner. Trying the shot from distance to Mantila. No deflection though. Another cross-crease pass right there from Lauri Korpikoski.
Excellent pressure from the Finns right now.
And then Sweden with Joel Lundqvist is back onto the possession. Team Finland.
Finland comes in, gets one good slap shot into the mid-ice area.
Good shot from Tuukka Mantila. There's another break here, interrupting the play. Here, Jimmy Eriksson. It's number 27. Jimmy Eriksson indeed. One goal into the tournament. Seems to be a little bit injured there, Jimmy Eriksson, for this situation here.
Yeah, got a bit shook up on that last shift out there, so he's just going to wait, take a couple minutes, shake it off, get himself back into the next shift when his line's out there. And the Swedes bring the puck right up over the mid-ice area, dumping it down into the Finnish zone. And once again, we get working it along the boards. Finns coming out into the mid-ice area, keeping possession of the puck, working it down into the left corner. Enroth has that pad out there, closing the door on the Finnish players. And we get number 22, one of the Sedin brothers, coming right down,
Sedin,
trying to get coast to coast going, almost. But then Ranta said, "I've seen enough of that," and he says, "We're going to get something else going ourselves."
So Veli-Matti Savinainen back to Vanen, and captain of Finland, Kukkonen, is back on the bench. 4 shots on goal for the Finn side into this third period, and only 2 for the Swedes.
Well, the Finns have to look to keep that pressure that they had just a few fleeting seconds ago on the Swedes. Here the Swedes would, as they say, would love to put this third period to sleep and just run time off the clock. That's what the Finns cannot tolerate. They have to get in there and try and force situations, keeping the pressure on the Swedes, trying to change this result. And we get a stoppage in play right now. Both teams have their players over to the benches. Both of the head coaches are going to be sending some maybe different combinations out onto the ice, especially from the Finnish side.
Here we go with some highlights from the best goalkeeper of the tournament, Jonas Einroth. Some good saves from him into the first 2 periods. As the Finns took many shots, more shots on goal than the Swedes, but with a very good scoring efficiency tonight, the Swedes.
The deflection even, Enroth able to get it
Right into his left glove.
And that is the reason why goalies hold certain positions, hold their blockers in certain position, and hold up the glove in a certain area. Because when you get deflections like that, you're already there. All you have to do is squeeze it. You wouldn't have had enough time to bring his arm up to get that puck.
Petri Kontula, as he won the face-off and gave it back to Sami Lepisto, who took the shot and got intercepted. Is Janne Pesonen. This is MVP for Finland to this tournament, Petri Kontula. Another face-off into Swedes' defensive zone. Petri Kontula winning another face-off. He was up against Lundqvist. A shot deflected. Kontula, well pressured by Granberg. Still Kontula right there up against the board. It's Granberg. And then again, Finland taking a shot just wide. Pesonen.
Nice work from the Finnish defense to keep the puck in the Swedish zone.
Then the Sweden 2-on-2 situation, offside after the pass from Landeskog.
Offside against Sweden. Landeskog just getting a little bit ahead of the puck.
Landeskog back on the bench. Shakrog, president of the Olympic Committee.
And we get a resumption of play just outside of the Finnish blue line. And they throw right back down into the Finnish end of the ice.
12:40 to the end. Sweden into the lead, 2-0 against Finland. This is the rematch of the gold medal final from the world champs 2 years ago. Finland lost last year. They lost to Czech Republic in the bronze medal game. So 4th place for Finland last year. Well, they won the gold medal in 2011, 2 years ago. Sweden last time they won the gold medal at the World Champs back in 2006. Louis Eriksson, the man of the match so far, with 2 goals tonight.
And the only 2 goals.
And the only 2 goals we've seen also. It's a really tight game so far. Louis Eriksson with a good shot. Puck, I do guess it's in between the pads of Ranta.
But I do
behind him.
It's jammed right, bro.
Standing
right
still,
yeah.
trying to freeze the action before the puck reached the red line. Wow, it was right in between his legs right there.
Exactly.
Watch
the red line. Watch the red line.
Puck is still, oh.
There it sits.
And then with the left skate, bringing it out from the red zone, from the red line.
Oftentimes, what goalie coaches will tell their goalies when they're in that type of situation, they're going upstairs to have a look at it again. They wanted to know if that puck actually did get across the red line. I don't think so, but
no, it didn't, for sure.
But you can see that was a very, very tight angle shot coming in right from the corner. But with players of this quality, you can see what they can create from any type of angle on the ice surface. Here it comes again. Peterson comes out, wheels around, shoots, and there it sits.
The puck is still there, and then
it didn't go in.
No.
But again, Eriksson, number 21.
With another, so close to get the hat trick today.
That's right, but he'll probably have to buy a couple beers for the Sedin twins after the game. Say
yeah, especially after the second, because the first goal just came. I mean, it was some kind of lucky situation for the Swedes, because Ranta was completely screened by one of his defenders, and also from Louis Eriksson, deflecting with his right knee into the back of the net of Ranta. But the second goal was just totally on the shoulders of Henrik Sedin, who assisted in a beautiful way. Louis Eriksson got close to the hat trick, but it's not a goal coming here. Not a third one for Sweden, not a third one also either for Louis Eriksson.
And we get a resumption of play in the Finnish zone, with the puck rolling up to Ranta, the Finnish goalie. He decides just to jump on it. With players like Eriksson out there and the Sedin twins, it's always a good idea.
Yeah, and Finland right now are trying to get closer to Sweden in searching the first goal of this game, and trying not to pressure too much the Swedes, because we're already seeing that on power play situations, Sweden is just a different team. And then what a good situation, 2-on-2 breakaway for the Finns. Didn't take advantage of it though. Still the 2 Sedins and to the ice. So Team Sweden with Daniel Sedin. Back to Eriksson. Back to Daniel Sedin.
Now we might start getting some open-end action, end-to-end action, space opening up for the speedsters like Granlund for the Finns, or Eriksson for the Swedes. Eriksson
back defense right there. Louis Eriksson, what a player. We get in the puck possession, Varnen. So Team Finland, they seriously can't risk another power play opportunity for the opponents today. So they're lethal. 2 twins plus Louis Eriksson.
They've got the right combination, Sweden, so far, and that's very true. Finland cannot get themselves into penalty trouble.
Still Finland with more shots on goal, as it has already happened in the first and the second period. More shots on goal to their side, but still no goals coming for the 2011 gold medalist Petri Kontiola now into the central position. His pass received by Aaltonen.
Yeah, oftentimes Finland so far in this game has lacked that finishing touch, that last touch on the puck, of course, which gets the good shot and or the goal.
Landeskog into the middle for Hjalmarsson, and then puck regained by Niklas Persson. We've come halfway through the third period and lost less than 10 minutes to the end of the first semi-final. Sweden into the lead, 2-0.
Sweden also doing a very good job breaking up the Finnish play between the two blue lines.
No penalties so far to the third. And probably, most likely, Jukka Jalonen, Finn head coach, told his player not to commit any penalties. Now another good save from Jonas Enroth. Ranta trying to clear it up. Korpikoski back to Laxo. Finland trying to get a first goal and then hoping to get even the equalizer.
Well, the Swedes have been very effective at stifling the Finnish play so far, and the Finns obviously have to solve the Swedish puzzle.
Axelsson up against Koski-Ranta. Sweden, Louis Eriksson right in front of Ranta, but there's a good opportunity for Sweden. Ranta saving it with the left glove.
That puck was going up into the air. Ranta jumped up like a baseball player and take it right out of the air. Let's see how that developed. The Finnish player got ahead of himself.
Jalasvaara, that was.
The Finnish player got ahead of himself. The Swedes were able to regain possession of the puck and create a good opportunity against the Finnish net. Here's a good shot coming in on Enroth, just going wide.
Just a bit wide. So close to it though. So Niklas Persson winning the face-off. But then Finland with Jomati Aaltonen diving down. One of the Swedes regained the puck into the neutral zone and intercepted it. Sweden now with Lundqvist. Find the shot from there.
Swedes seem to have the wanton desire to lift the tempo of the game right now. Maybe they're looking for that final knockout goal against the Finns. Finns trying to respond by again getting their play broken up.
There's a good situation here for Team Sweden with Pettersson with the puck into Finns possession. Korpikoski. Back to Jalasvaara. Granlund. Jalasvaara with the shot. Deflected again by Enroth. Still Finland with another shot. Well stopped. Pettersson. Shot taken by Osivan, and a cross-crease pass not intercepted.
This is better pressure from the Finns on the Swedes. This is what they have to do, and they have to keep try and keep it going.
Jalasvaara still Team Finland. Less than 7 though to get 2 goals to get onto the overtime for Team Finland. Another shot taken. Well deflected by one of the Swiss defensemen. And then again, Erik Sedin into the left corner to Louis Eriksson. Trying to take some advantage of spinning around Ranta's net. And the shot from distance. Now Team Sweden. Team Sweden, when they are behind the Ranta's net, they are so dangerous for.
In fact, look at the time they're giving them. Look at the time that the Finnish players are giving the Swedes right there.
And then they find the shot right there, the two brothers, the two twins. This time around, they Ranta's intercepted it. And went just wide, that shot.
And look at the Swedes keeping that pressure on the Finns right now. Again, where are we again? Right behind the Finnish net.
So time
now, I think what
is less than 6 now.
What I think happened there, that there was a miscommunication between the Finnish defensemen. The Finnish defenseman didn't know which one was supposed to go in behind the net to challenge the Swedish player. But that created an incredible amount of time for the Swedes, and that's exactly what's happened on the goals with Eriksson tonight. Have a look at what
Eriksson's highlight from his game. That was the first lucky deflection after the shot taken by Henrik Sedin. And a beautiful assist right there in between, but too much space left for them, for that couple from Finnish defenseman. Now head coach Per Martz of Sweden talking to his players. In 1994, Per Martz, the Olympic gold, took the Olympic gold as assistant coach.
And who's that on the Finnish bench there discussing with the head coach? Jari Kurri.
Less than 6 minutes for the Finns to get to 2 goals to get level to Sweden. Still Finland here trying to reorganize.
Finns try a long stretch pass, able to get some penetration into the Swedish zone.
And another slap shot taken by Juuso Hietanen, got intercepted now. Daniel Sedin into the middle for Louis Eriksson. Pass wasn't that precise. Cromwell.
Yes, and it has been Eriksson and the Sedin twins tonight who have been driving the Finnish defenders crazy.
Lepistö up against Joel Lundqvist. Lundqvist to the middle, intercepted Antti Pilström. Pilström with a shot deflected with his left pad by Jonas Enroth. This is Laxo. 5 minutes to go to the end of the game. It's still Sweden 2, Finland nothing. Then Granlund for Finland taking the shot. Last goal, screening, and then wow, what a good chance. Petter Granberg solving it and clearing it up. Still Finland with Veli-Matti Savinainen.
Here come the Finns. Pressure broken up by the Swedes. They just dump it into the mid-ice area. Finland was looking to create a quick turnaround to catch the Swedes on a slow change off the bench, but to no avail. They have to be content just to throw it deep down into the Swedish zone and hope that they can keep possession, but to no avail. Here's a possibility.
Breakaway here, 3-on-2, and for Sweden, deflected by Ranta. Landeskog leaving the puck to Vanen, and 4 minutes to the end of the game right now. Finland down by 2 goals. Still Sakari Salminen into the right corner, giving the puck to Korpikoski. Back to Korpikoski with a just white shot deflected.
And we get a stoppage and play in the Swedish zone. Better, much better Finnish pressure on the Swedish side. Let's see what's been happening. There's that last stop from Enroth with the puck.
It's still there, and then with the stick cleaning it up. Jonas Enroth tonight, 29 shots against, 100% save percentage.
This is a huge face-off right here for the Finns. If they can get possession of this, get it back to the point.
Oh, good slap shot from distance, again deflected by Enroth. And Finland back to Juuso Hietanen. 3:30 to the end of the rematch of the gold medal game in 2011 when Finland won the gold in Bratislava. Back then, Sweden just a silver.
Offside called against Finland.
The arch rivals, Finland, Sweden. There's desperation and from the Finn fans in the grandstands tonight as they watch their team being down to 2 goals down to Sweden. That's the second goal from Louis Eriksson. Face-off has been won by the Swedes.
And just over 3 minutes left in the third period. It's still 2-0 for Sweden. Sweden bringing some pressure onto the Finns in their zone, forcing the Finnish defenders back behind their net. And Finland desperately trying to get organized to get some sustained pressure on the Swedes. Again, they get broken up in the mid-ice area, which has been a very effective strategy from the Swedes so far tonight.
Laakso. Pressure by Landeskog. Sweden regaining the puck, possession into the neutral zone. Very good from both Landeskog and Hjalmarsson.
Oh!
And now with a good situation for Sakari Salminen. And intercepted for Finland to get the first goal of this game. Tidying up Team Sweden, Ossi Vanen. Left side, Cromwell now. The Finns, but the play was stopped before. Sakari Salminen, it's a nice chance there. It's really hard now for Team Finland to think about get 2 goals into the last 2 minutes.
Well, sooner or later they're going to have to pull the goalie, try to get a 6th attacker in there, trying to
do something more than that.
Exactly. Try and get Granlund out there, for example, into where he can be the trigger man, where they're going to try and work him into some free ice area.
And in fact, timeout for Jukka Jalonen.
Or, of course, they're going to have to try and get some space for Petri Kontiola. That is the scoring leader so far. Let's have a look at the goals.
The missing man tonight. I haven't seen that much.
No.
As in the last games of the Finns, both him and Juha-Matti Aaltonen, 7 points. I'm sorry, 11 points for Juha-Matti Aaltonen, 15 points for Petri Kontiola. We've seen both goals coming from Louis Eriksson. This is Petri Kontiola, the tournament. 15 points, as I already said. Only 120 seconds left to the end of the third end of the game. Eroth trying to cover that puck up. He didn't hold onto it. Ranta is almost coming out. Anta is out. It's a 6-on-5 situation here for Finland. Trying to take the first and only goal so far. Down by 2 goals against Sweden to get into the gold medal game versus the winner of the other second semi-final coming up next right here at Gove Arena between USA and Switzerland. Less than 1:30 to the end of the game. And now Sweden with the empty net, regaining the puck behind his own net. Henrik Tallinda. This is a break into the play when only 1 minute and 10 seconds.
And Finland has pulled its goalie, bringing out the 6th attacker, so it's a 6-on-5 situation. And that's obviously the situation that Eriksson, Louis Eriksson, who already has the first 2 goals of this game, he would love to put a 3rd one in there and get himself a hat trick. It's 6 attackers for Finland against 5 for Sweden. Finland is playing with its goalie Ranta on the bench.
Now Granlund losing that face-off. Still Finland attacking into the right corner. Less than a minute to find 2 goals to get the equalizer. And then Tuukka Mantila, well pressured by Henrik Sedin. Still Finland attacking with Hagman, regaining the puck. Louis Eriksson, 40 seconds left. Team Finland now not really rushing to get the first goal here. Into the left corner from Henrik Tallinder. Louis Eriksson intercepting it once again with the empty net, making it free for Sweden. It's a Henrik set in, and that's the end of it, most likely. Henrik set in after two beautiful assists tonight for Louis Eriksson. Now has been assisted by Louis Eriksson and scoring the third goal for Sweden. And
well,
it's going to be Sweden into the final, trying to break the infamous home ice curse. We see it again. Louis Eriksson assisting for one of the easiest goals of his life. Henrik set in.
In fact, that's like repaying the favor from Eriksson to the Sedin brothers, but that's been the story for Sweden tonight. Eriksson, Sedin, they have been a wrecking crew for the Swedish side tonight. Finland again into the bronze medal game tomorrow, trying to get the bronze medal. They lost to Czech Republic last year. Exactly 20 seconds left in the third period. It's now 3-0 for Sweden over Finland. And
10 left, 10 seconds left.
And the Swedish bench is all up on their feet, high-fiving amongst one another, and that's how it's going to end tonight.
And this is it, that's all. Sweden will be up against the winner of the upcoming game between Switzerland and USA, as they just beat Finland 3-0 at the rematch of the 2011 gold medal won in Bratislava, won by the Finns that time around. Sweden took the last goal at the World Champs in 2006, trying to break the famous home ice curse tomorrow night. That's it, that's all from our side.
No, that's not it, that's not all. Jack, the MVPs.
MVPs right now, yeah, MVPs. We leave you with the MVP nominations, and then you gotta see the highlights of this 3-0 win for the Swedes over the Finns. So it's been a pleasure as always, and it's a very good bye from Giacomo Margutti and
from Mark Beerwald.
for